Well, hello everyone, it's Abe again, and today we are going to be doing a bit of cooking, or at least a little bit of preparation for cooking. Today's recipe was also inspired by a friend of mine on Facebook. We'll call him Bob. And Bob has been smoking meats and other foods this season, and with the whole COVID thing he's had a lot of extra time at home, and he's been using a smoker which he got recently and mastering that. And one of the things he posted was, so he posted the results, and one of the things he recently posted looked so good I just had to say, Bob, how did you make that? Here's how he made it. And yeah, because I got to make that too. And that thing that he made was beef tenderloin. So today we're going to get started making some beef tenderloin. And again, apologies for the state of our kitchen. We have a two-month-old, and yeah, she's got a lot going on. So anyway, first is he said you need a good quality beef tenderloin. And here we've got a beef tenderloin. It is let's see, it is, I think it's 3 pounds. And he said one of the things that he did was, so first thing he did, cut it open, trim the fat, and then let it marinate for about an hour. Now we're actually going to let this marinate for more than an hour because we are, well, because of time constraints, I can't actually cook this today. I'll be cooking it tomorrow, although there'll be no time difference for you. It's probably going to marinate for about 24 hours. But to get started, we're going to go ahead and cut this open and start the marinade after we trim the fat off. And I did ask him if he thought that we could make this in our grill, because I don't have a smoker, not yet anyway. And he said, yep, that should work. It cooks for about an hour at 275. The ribs prove that we can maintain a temperature for a lengthy period of time. So I just have to wait tomorrow until it cools down for a bit, and go ahead and get that tenderloin out tomorrow. So first things first, we don't want to drip juice everywhere, especially not on the baby bottles. So we'll get rid of this. And then I will go ahead and just start trimming off some of the larger chunks of fat. This one actually doesn't look too bad as far as fattiness, although again, I've never made a beef tenderloin before, so I don't really know what to look for. But I think the first thing I need to do is get a better knife for cutting meat. And here we have a better knife for cutting meat, in theory. Okay, so between the meat shears, scissors, and the knife, and just peeling off the I guess they call it the silver skin or the silver strip, I managed to get a lot of the fat off. Not all of it, but that's the way it goes sometimes. And so now we're going to put this in the bag with the marinade. And so what Bob told me was he marinates it with olive oil and rosemary. So we got rosemary and oregano, which we just have our oregano in the bag right now, and thyme. We got ground thyme. And Bob used fresh herbs. I don't have fresh herbs again, but I do have a bag, and I do have the 3 ingredients. So move you guys back here a little bit, and up. And so we're going to go ahead and just put some of that into here. We're going to start with the dry ingredients to make less of a mess. Go ahead and pull the top off this thing. This thing is supposed to be a rosemary grinder. Oh, there we go. Top just comes off like that. And go ahead and pull like that. Go ahead and grind a bunch of rosemary into there. I've never had a rosemary grinder before. So we're going to go ahead and put a fair amount in there. Actually, I don't even need to grind it necessarily. I just need to dump a bunch in, so I might dump a bunch in. Yeah, we'll go ahead and just put some in this. Because we're kind of on a little bit of a timeline here. So a bunch of rosemary. Alright. Put the cap back on that. And then thyme. We never have enough time, do we? Alright, so put the cap back on there. And whoops. That's very powdery. And then oregano. And again, I would highly recommend dumping the dry ingredients in first, just because that way you don't have to worry about olive oil sloshing all around your bag. But hey, if you do things different, comment below. And then we'll go ahead and dump olive oil into here. Don't have a ton of olive oil, so I might actually use all of it. All of it. Not funny, Abe. Alright, so I have to get more of that next time. And then go ahead and we'll put the tenderloin into the marinade without getting it on the outside of the bag. And this can go in there too. And we'll go ahead and put that. Alright, so we'll slosh that around a bit. And then, alright, now we've got all this herb in there. And just get the olive oil all over it. Yeah, I'll try to get that big pile of herbs all spread around inside the bag there, because in the end, we basically want this to be crusted in herb, and not just like a part of it crusted in herb. It actually looks like a fair amount in there. And do that. So, this is going back into our fridge. And I'll extract it tomorrow, and I'll let you know if there's anything I do to it between now and then. But for now, I'm just going to try to get all of the meat coated. And yeah, so we'll see you guys tomorrow when we go ahead and grill this. Alright, well, it's the next day, and we've got the grill out here. I've got I've got some really greasy hands right now, but I got it set up with a fair amount of charcoal, thin layer, but a lot of it because we want this to burn for at least an hour. And we've got the grates open 2 1/8 and 1/4 of the way, both sides, top and bottom. We're going to go ahead and light this thing because for this we want the temperature to be steady at around 275, so we don't want it to get too hot. I'm actually not going to put too much light fluid on this time. And yeah, we're going to get it lit and come back where the temperature will stabilize at around 275. Probably going to start out burning quite a bit there. Got the sizzling on there from the last time we cooked something. Alright, well, we'll just let that burn down there for a little while. Okay, it's been about 10 minutes, and the coals are now just coals. And so we're going to go ahead and close the lid and kind of see what temperature that sets to. And thanks! And yeah, it'll be good. This thing continues to get just a little bit too hot, but we're going to go ahead and put everything all the way down. I mean, the vents are basically closed, and it was still getting up to like 425, 475. So we're just going to go ahead and put this on and hope it cools down. And I'm going to put it on the top rack because we don't want too much direct heat. Now, the way Bob did this, he actually went ahead and shaped the cut with using butcher's twine. I don't have any butcher's twine, so we're just going to go ahead and say, okay, well, this is the tenderloin, and like that. Put that in there, and those are heating up quite a bit. We're just going to go ahead and close this for now. And yeah, so that's at 300 currently. I almost feel like I should open up the top vents, because I feel like in this grill the top vents are about temperature, and the bottom vents more control how much oxygen is getting to the flame. So, yep, we got the top vents open and the bottom vents closed, and it is hovering around 350 now. Let's hope it goes down a little bit. But we'll keep checking on it, and yeah, make sure we don't overcook that steak. Alright, so I've opened this back up because we were starting to get near 400. It's only been a couple minutes, so yeah. But I also wanted to show you, along with this, I am making potatoes. This is the Dynamic Duo from Little Potato Company, so it's I think Yukon Gold and russet potatoes, or red potatoes, in tiny form. So if you see those are maybe an inch in diameter. And I've got them mixed up with some oil and some Italian seasoning and some garlic salt, and these are going to go in the oven at 400 degrees for however long I think it takes for them to cook. I'm thinking half hour, 45 minutes. We want them to be a little crispy on the outside and tender on the inside, so that's going to be a really nice side to the tenderloin. Anyway, I could definitely see how the butcher's twine would help, because this is, from the trimming, there's lots of little chunks that are kind of coming off here. So yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and try to push some of those back in. Actually, not use this spoon. I'm actually going to go get the tongs to do that. So we'll go ahead and do that, and talk to you guys in a little bit. So yeah, okay, got my tongs, and we're going to try to fold that in a little bit. So that's resting on top of there. Make sure that's flapped down, flapped up. Get that kind of sitting on there. And yeah. Oh, alright, so we're going to go ahead and put that back down. And yeah, we're hovering in the, it's going between 200 and 400. So, gotta watch, just make sure that doesn't get too hot. Halfway through, and I just flipped it over. And I'm afraid it might be cooking just a little bit too fast, because this is the bottom side. But yeah, temperature's a bit on the high side, but oh well, it smells amazing. We'll see how it ends up in the end. Well, it's been here for most of the time it needs to be. It's probably overdone, but it smells great. And if I cut into it, my scissor tongs, yeah, that's overdone. Well, Bob cooked his medium rare. This one doesn't look quite so good, but we're going to go ahead and take that off the grill and see what it looks like. Well, there we have it. It's actually not too bad on the inside in the basic part of the tenderloin. You'll have to pardon Lincoln in the background. He's being very loud right now. But yeah, looks amazing, and we'll tell you how it is when we get done with it. Woo! And while I'm at it, here's the potatoes. They look pretty amazing, don't they? Again, they're just tiny little things. They're a little crispy and soft on the inside. I sampled one. They taste good too. I think they will go really well with that beef tenderloin. Woo. Well, dinner was great. We finished that. The tenderloin was great. The potatoes were amazing. And while Allie might not have liked the rosemary flavor that was on the beef tenderloin, she still really liked the beef tenderloin. I'll probably make it again at some point, though maybe with some slightly different flavoring. The one thing we did discover was I probably should have added a little bit of salt to the mix around the not the potatoes. Potatoes had some garlic salt on them, but to the tenderloin, just to add a little more flavor to it and bring the flavors out from the herb crust. I was a little hesitant to put salt on it as it was marinating, because salt could have dried out the beef or done something else weird to it. So we just added some salt when we were done, when it was done and sliced, and as we were eating, and it was really good. So yeah, beef tenderloin, maybe not quite as good as Bob's, but in all honesty, ours was more of a medium than a medium rare, and Allie liked that more. She's not really one for undercooked meat, and I tend to agree with her. It was very tender. The tenderloin was amazing. So, yep, definitely going to try that one again, and hopefully that serves as some inspiration for you, and maybe you'll try grilling tenderloin as well at some point. Who knows? It's good stuff. Comment below if you do and enjoy it. Anyway, have a great day, and we'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.